Wolf, John?
There are two truths in life. There is relative truth and absolute truth. Relative truth is specific to matter only, including your body and your brain and your thought processes. It's all made of matter. Whatever you are in there that sits back and watches your thoughts and watches your chemical reactions, which we call emotions, and watches your body, whatever you are in there watching that, and I'm not talking about thinking, I'm talking about when you sit back and you watch your thoughts, in those thoughts is your opinions, your judgments, your beliefs, what you think is real and what's not real, how to act according to your thinking and your beliefs and what you think is real. That becomes your truth, but that's relative truth. It only applies to the physical body. Physics only apply to physical things. Obviously, it's in the name. Any truths that you come up with by thought, any truths that are only relative to matter, including physics, will die when you die, because these are things you've made up inside your head. Absolute truth is of the spirit. Absolute truth is true whether you're there or not. It's true whether you were born or not. It was true before you were born, it was true while you're alive, and it's true after you've left the physical realm. That's absolute truth. It doesn't change absolute truth. It is the essence that some people call God, but it's life. And that's non-physical. Life itself is non-physical, and it expresses itself through matter, which is physical. So there's a truth for the matter, which has its own domain, its own, you see. Physics is a dimension. Physicality is a hard dimension. It's the one we're living in now. Spirit is not. So the truth that you will only realize and work with in the physical world has everything to do with form and matter and physics. The truth that we know is when matter hits matter, this happens. When atomic particles come together, this happens. These are what we call truths of matter. The spiritual realm isn't made of matter, obviously. It doesn't decay. That part of you, when you are in that original mind, in your deep meditation, you have arrived at that part of you that isn't physical. Therefore, it doesn't decay. It doesn't get old. It doesn't age. It doesn't get ill. It's there forever. That's the part of you that is immortal. These are what we call invisible aspects of being alive. What I mean by that is willpower. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't break it. Compassion, empathy, all of these things aren't physical. They are something other. These are faculties of the spiritual mind. Awareness, consciousness, not physical. And our brain, the little monkey brain that we inhabit, can't get its head around that because it is designed to quantify matter. It doesn't know how to quantify invisible things. It has no idea. And that's the problem with YouTube. You come up with a wonderful, beautiful knowing. You can't think of something you don't know. You have to know it before you can think it. If I ask you to think of a bicycle, if you don't know what a bicycle is, you can't think it. You've got no picture for it. When you want to say you have a pure knowing of something, I love somebody, let's say. That's your knowing. You feel the love. Your brain will, before it can even deal with that, before you're even aware of that, your brain will turn it into a picture. Pure knowing can't be touched. It can't be changed. It can't be interfered with. It's pure, beautiful knowing. As soon as your brain turns it into a picture, now it's delineated. Now it can be interfered with, and your brain will. It can change the color of it. It can change the definition of it. It'll give it a definition, actually, and then it'll change the definition. Then it'll add a judgment or an opinion about it. Oh, I like that, or I don't like that. It's, your 10th hand information away from the pure knowing now. So by the time your brain's finished ripping your knowing to shreds and presents it to you, and you become aware of your thought, you think you're talking absolute truth, but you're not. Your brain's ripped it to absolute shreds. It's now full of opinions and judgments and all sorts of things that your brain's added. And a lot of the time, if someone hasn't gone back far enough and watched the brain and the thought process doing this with everything that comes into it, what you think is real. And then you'll go out and start teaching that on YouTube or in classes or in rooms, and you'll write books about it. It's good stuff, but it's not original, and it's not pure, and it's not immutable by any means.